Oh my God, thank you for your understanding. I am cooking as well. So we just got to make sure that people get fed. So let's start this training. All right, guys, I am going to share my screen. Allow. Yes, I am allowing. Chrome tab and entire screen. Yes, share entire screen. Whoa. All right, I don't know if you guys can see. That's crazy. Try that again. Sharing. There we go. Let's do that one. There we go. How to lose weight and still eat like a foodie. Oh, I still want to be able to see you guys. Can you see me? Let me know in the chat if you can hear me. You can hear me okay? All right, so I'm just assuming that you can see me. All right, guys. Oops. So, yeah, this is how to lose weight and still eat like a foodie. Oh, hold on. It's not Keynote. No, I don't want to quit Keynote, but I want to quit. There we go. Okay, I think that's what you guys are seeing. Okay, so I will just, I'm getting so confused. This is my second time using YouTube. All right, so how to lose weight and still eat like a foodie. And if you have questions, please come off of mute because I cannot see the YouTube screen right now. So, and that buzzing in the background is my heater because I'm in Wisconsin and it's cold. So thank you so much for coming today. So if you don't know me, I'm Bree. I am a certified weight loss coach and yoga teacher. And almost 20 years ago, I was between the ages of 25 and 26. I lost 52 pounds. I was addicted to sugar. I made excuses for eating chocolate every day. I was depressed all the time. And I decided to make a change. And this was also all before having kids. So I was able to lay that foundation before I got pregnant and had kids. And now, as a busy mom, I'm still able to eat healthy and run all over the place like we do as busy moms with young kids that are in stuff. So now, right, I help busy moms ditch the overwhelm and master their weight loss mindset in just 30 days. You're, that way, you gain confidence, you gain that energy and control over your health, and without restriction. I don't tell you to skip dessert. Dessert just may be look different from day to day, right? Or you may think about dessert being an actual like healthy snack like strawberries, right? Or peanut butters and celery. So, as far as weight loss goals, right, you have to set actionable goals. Why? Well, with everything else we do in life, we set goals and we track them. So, for weight loss, you want to do the same thing, right? If you are in school, and you have a test, what do? You learn all the material until you get to the test, right? And then you get you pass that class, you get your degree, you move up in, the corporate world or whatever. Like all that stuff takes time. Same thing if you're a parent, right? Babies take about 9 to 10 months to incubate, and then they're through, and or I'm sorry, not they're through, but they're out of the womb. They're done incubating and they're out of the womb. And then for 18 years, you're keeping this kid safe and fed and clean and housed, and sometimes longer. And that's a process. But when we think about weight loss, we're like, oh, if I can't lose 40 pounds by tomorrow, this doesn't work for me. And that's not how weight loss works. We have to think about the food that our body needs, right? And not give in to our cravings. So when you're setting actionable goals, you're defining exactly what needs to be done and what you need to do to achieve it, right? So you have to choose a realistic goal for your weight loss, right? Like obviously you can't lose 40 pounds in a day, but you can lose 40 pounds in a couple months. And if we think scientifically, if you eat what you're supposed to eat and exercise, you could realistically lose half a pound or a pound a week, right? It doesn't get any faster than that. Maybe 2 pounds if you have a lot to lose, but nobody can lose 5 pounds in a week. And if you are, it's mostly water weight. Those are fad diets that aren't sustainable, right? So, how can we lose a pound a week? Fitness routine, food, cutting the sugar, stopping the late night snacking, and it's all about your mindset. So, you really got to focus on a balance between nutrition and fitness because you can't have healthy nutrition and no fitness, and you can't have fitness and horrible nutrition. You got to have both. So, with the exercise, start off slow. Just like you can't go from being on the couch to running a 5K or a marathon, right? Like it takes training. Same thing with exercising. Go 1 day a week and then maybe two. Start with 10 minutes and then maybe 15. Choose a fitness routine that you will enjoy. I personally lost weight walking outside. I didn't have any gym that I was going to. I actually was paying for a membership and was not going, but I used my lunch hours to walk around. Calculate how many calories you need to eat daily and also macros. We could go into a whole different training about counting calories versus macros, but basically, you want to eat what your body needs to fuel your body, right? And not the junk, right? Weight loss equals calories in has to be less than calories out, right? Yes. In terms of weight, moving, right? Like you can't eat more than you exercise. And you also can't eat less and then exercise a lot because then, too, your body doesn't have the fuel to give it the energy, right? And then choose the right diet plan. And I like to use air quotes because diet is such a loaded word. Think about it as a healthy eating plan or a lifestyle change, right? So the ones that are popular out there are the Mediterranean diet or the Whole 30, low carb, keto, intermittent fasting. Like these are the diets, if you will, that are out there in mainstream and that I will approve to a certain extent. Like keto and intermittent fasting and low carb, I feel like are really great in little spurts, but overall, you got to eat whole foods. So Whole 30 is really great when you think about eating fruits, vegetables, lean protein, healthy fats, and healthy carbohydrates, which happens to be fruits. And then also healthy fats, proteins that are nuts and grains and seeds, right? Keto can help get off weight initially if you are, for example, diabetic. Eating a keto diet can help kind of jumpstart your weight loss. But then I would, after a few weeks, right, go to more of a Whole 30, like you're just eating regular because it's more sustainable. So then exercise, right? We got to fit exercise into your daily routine, whether that looks like walking every day, going to the gym every day. Maybe you like to swim. I love hot yoga, right? That's more of a cardio workout than maybe a slower yoga class. Um, what else? There's lots of things out there. Cycling, you can go to a Zumba class. There's hip hop dancing, hip hop yoga. There's all kinds of exercises out there. And it's really easy or easier, I should say, and more fun if you turn it to a challenge with your friends, right? If you have that person that you can connect with, like, hey, I'm going running, you want to go with me, right? Or this is how many steps I got in today. And there's apps where you can connect with each other. Um, and also thinking about it more as a healthy lifestyle change, right? Like you just want to get more exercise in, right? Make sure you're doing it for the right reasons. We don't want to starve ourselves. We don't want to overtrain. You want to have a good balance between working out um, and not push yourself, right? And then music is always great. So have a good workout playlist, whatever you like to listen to, no judgment. So when we're talking about calories in, calories out, breakfast is the most important meal of the day. I will repeat, repeat. Breakfast is the most important meal of the day. Now, I will say there are schools of thought about how breakfast is more monetized now with the sugary breakfast cereals and stuff like that. And I will have to agree with that. However, you still need to break your fast from the evening. So, whether you have breakfast in the morning early when you get up, like between that first hour that you get up, or if you wait 2 or 3 hours, it's still in the morning. You're breaking your fast. You have to rev up your metabolism. The only way to do that is with food. So you want to make a good breakfast. You can have eggs or eggs whites. If you're not doing meat, right? If you're doing meat, I would do right eggs. You could do turkey bacon. I just heard today on the news that bacon is just as lethal as alcohol, and I would agree because there's all kinds of nitrates and stuff in there, and it's like not the best part of the pig. And if we want to get into it, pork isn't the cleanest meat to eat, anyways. It's very high in fat. Um, and you don't need it, right? Whole grain toast. One thing I've been doing lately is avocado toast. I'll get a nice ripe avocado from the grocery store, um, mash it up, spread it. I'll make eggs of my choice. Um, you could do tofu if you wanted to for the protein. There's also hemp seeds. You could do beans. If you like beans in the morning, you can make beans. But something really quick is to make or mushrooms too. Mushrooms are a good source of protein too that you can cook really quickly. Beans take a little bit, but not too long. It's not going to take 2 hours in the crock pot. Beans, will take maybe 10 minutes. But having that source of protein in the morning, you have your healthy carbs, which will be your fruit, right? Getting some avocado in, which is a healthy fat. And if you eat foods like this that are nourishing as opposed to like donuts or sugary cereals, you're not going to have the energy to get through the day. And that's why you're crashing after lunch. I am just going to check YouTube really quickly to see if we've got anything in the chat. Nope, you guys are good. So, a good presentation. Awesome. Well, let's continue. So, you also want to think about eliminating processed foods, right? Tossing the box, if you will. Now, as somebody who is a busy mom, there's going to be healthy processed foods that you can lean on, like granola bars that aren't too high in sugar and other things like that. And so, you just kind of got to go through and really like read the packaging, like what's in there, if you're going to get a healthy granola bar. But again, right, you want to eat when you're hungry and you want to pick real foods, fruit, vegetables, right, for protein, hummus, cottage cheese, nut butters, right? So peanut butter, almond butter, sunflower seed butter. I've been doing that on some toast as well, because there's controversial things around peanuts as well. So, just trying to be more clean because, too, we are, what's the phrase I'm looking for? We're trusting our bodies to all of these manufacturers that have great marketing but are putting chemicals in their food. And then in turn, we are voluntarily putting this stuff in our body. So we got to be informed consumers. There's an app that I like to use called Yuka. I don't know if you guys can see this. Oops. So it's a carrot. Yuka spelled Yuka. I don't know if you guys can see that, but if I click on it, I can scan things and it will tell you good or bad. And it will tell you like the additives that are in there. Let me see if I could find one. Like oat milk, right? Everybody thinks that all these other milks are good, and it's like oat milk is good. You just got to find the brand that doesn't have too many additives, you know, or yeah, hair products you can put on here, right? Trying to find the best salt. Salad dressing can sometimes have too much sugar or additives in it too. So this app, just like, I love it, and it's free. You can pay for upgraded features, but I haven't paid for it, and it works just fine. It just works with the Wi-Fi um, in the grocery store, or like your data on your phone, and you can scan. I know sometimes if I'm in like in the back of Walmart or something, it may not work, but then that's when you use your brain and your eyes and you read the actual ingredients on the box, because that's what this app is doing. It's just scanning it and making it easier for you. But if you read the ingredients and you cannot pronounce what's on there, don't put it in your body, right? You gotta, like I said, be an informed consumer and think about, what am I putting in my body? I really want to be healthy. Don't ignore afternoon snacking. Okay. I know a lot of times we think about counting calories and not eating too much. And that is valid as well, especially if you are somebody that is overeating and eating too many calories. You do have to cut calories in order to lose weight. But if you're hungry during the day and you've been eating pretty healthy, just go for another healthy snack. I always like to bring snacks with me because, again, I'm a busy mom running around the city. And so I'll have baggies of blueberries, strawberries, like all those fruits and vegetables that you see. I'll have my healthy granola bar with me. You know, in the morning, I'll make a protein shake, grab a banana. If I have time, I might make an egg. But otherwise, the vegan protein shake, my coffee, my banana, maybe a hand fruit full of blueberries, because we always have like blueberries, raspberries, and strawberries on hand. And that is a good breakfast, right? Or snack. I'm sorry. I mean, all of this looks good. It all looks like breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Um, yeah, you just really have to think about, okay, snacks aren't chips. They're not cookies, cakes, all these snacky things that we see on TV or that we know from our childhood. They're not what your body needs, right? But then again, right, I talk about not um, omitting everything, right? So you can have a few cookies on Saturday when you go to somebody's party, or because you've been working hard Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and you're treating yourself on the weekend, right? You don't want to have sugary snack for every single time you're hungry, right? Like, don't grab a Snickers. I know that the commercial is catchy, but don't do it. You don't need it. All right. So tips for craving sugar, excuse me, tips for curbing sugar cravings, right? If you are addicted to that really, really sugary uh, substance in your mouth, right? As Americans, sugar is everywhere. Sugar makes everything so sweet and amazing, right? I talked about downloading the Yuka app. I've got the link right there. I can also put the link in the chat for you too. Oops. Oh, I guess I can't get to the chat. Okay. Well, you see the link there. Um, and then I'll follow up with it, right? You want to choose fresh fruits and vegetables. You want to reduce processed and packaged foods, right? So then what do you eat? Lean protein, like chicken, fish, turkey, fruits and vegetables, right? And that is just on the gamut. You know, if you have it in season, have it in season, right? Like in fall, those fall vegetables like pumpkins and squashes and stuff, you know, and then the summertime, the summer fruits like the papayas and the melons and all of that. Healthy fats, right? So we talked about peanut butter and other nut butters. We haven't talked about cooking, right? So healthy fats and cooking oil, extra virgin olive oil or just olive oil, Those are two very good oils to cook with. Avocado oil is good to cook with. Um, Coconut oil, I it's good for more good for baking because it is a little fatty. But one day I ran out of olive oil to cook up my sweet potatoes that I like to do. Salt, pepper, olive oil, and depending on my mood, I'll either put cinnamon or I'll put a little curry powder on it, and some garlic powder too. Always tastes good. Put them in the air fryer. One day I ran out of olive oil and I used coconut oil, and it was just as good. And even though it's a fattier oil, it's still a healthier fat. It's better than canola oil, right? Putting my sweet potatoes in the air fryer with coconut oil is so much better than deep frying some insert deep fried thing here, right? Fries, burgers, even though those aren't deep fried, those are high in saturated fat, right? Anything else that's deep fried or smothered in gravy or, that doesn't have like the green and the yellow and the red. You should have a colorful plate. Like all these pictures you've been seeing are all colorful. And then something like this too. These are protein balls. So you can take oats and fruits and dates and nuts and mash them together. I actually have a recipe book that I've been meaning to dive into of these protein balls. And yeah, you find healthy recipes on Google. I like to use allrecipes.com. Um, I don't have that's an old membership. And then you also want to start an exercise routine because I definitely realized that when I was exercising, that I was craving healthier foods. So if you exercise, you're going to crave the food that your body needs. And then it's just a mind over matter, right? Going for those healthier things that you know you need. Like I would do a 90-minute yoga class in the morning. We'd be done at 10:30 maybe. I'd go right over to the restaurant around the corner and buy a turkey burger and a smoothie. And I would drink the smoothie on the way home. And obviously, I'd have some water throughout the day. And then I'd gobble up that turkey burger for lunch because I was so hungry. But it was a healthy snack. So then another thing about dinner, right? Make it an event. Make it look good. Make it fun. So right now we're in winter. So stews, soups are really good. I just made a white bean chicken soup that I like to make. Instead of pasta, it's got white beans. We use rotisserie chicken because that's quick and easy when you're running all around. Chicken stock and or vegetable stock, depending on what you want to use. I usually use the vegetable stock that doesn't have tomato in it. So it is like a chicken soup. And then I know I had garlic in there, salt, pepper, celery, carrots, kale. So here you see this soup with arugula and edamame. You've got some cabbage in there, some bean sprouts, some peppers, right? So meals that feature root vegetables, especially in the wintertime, right? They'll fill you up without any guilt. Those are those healthy carbohydrates that your body actually needs. So we have come to the end of our webinar, guys. And thank you so much for staying because I do have some freebies for you guys. But Bree's 5 tips for maintaining a healthy lifestyle. 1, drink your water. And I put that in all caps because we need water. I'm going to stop right now. Drink some water. I also fell recently on my back and I learned that the vertebrae in between your spine, they get dehydrated. So I'm definitely trying to drink my water. Your skin needs water. Your eyeballs need water. Everything needs water. Number 2, you got to eat your fruits and vegetables. There's no way around it. And there's so many ways that you can spice up vegetables and just make these hearty meals, and they don't have to be burgers and fries. Come on, guys. Like, you just got to be healthier with the way that you are treating your body. No matter what religion or school of thought you're in, like, your body is your temple. I think we can agree that across the board, that your body is your temple and you need to treat it as such. Right? Lean protein. If you're eating meat, chicken, fish, turkey, and also see how that meat was prepared, right? Is it free range as opposed to being stuck on a farm in a barn? Because that will determine the quality of your meat, right? A free range chicken is a healthy chicken. It gets to do chicken stuff, like run around and eat natural stuff that chicken eats. Chickens that aren't free range, all they're eating is corn that is high in sugar, no nutritional value. They might be pumping them with hormones to make them bigger, right? Like we have these big chicken breasts, and the chickens don't really look like that in real life. So again, really be an informed consumer. And if you are eating the meat, look at how the meat was raised, right? Grass-fed beef, right? So you've got these cows that have been walking around, running around, having movement, eating the grass and everything that they eat naturally, as opposed to these cows that are stuck in barns, in cages, eating hay, not moving. That meat is sick. Watching your portion sizes, right? In America, everything's bigger, right? In Texas, everything's double bigger. But like we always want big, big, big. Our eyes, there's a saying that we had when we were growing up, our eyes were bigger than our stomachs if we're hungry. But if we think about our stomach is only as big as our fist, right? If we've got this huge plate that has mass and volume, our stomach isn't even as big as the pile of food that we put on our plate. So do watch portion sizes, because then again, too, you can mindfully eat and not overeat. Like you're actually having a small portion. And then if you finish it, then you're like, let me chill for 5 minutes, let it digest, and see if I'm more hungry, as opposed to just eating everything on your plate. And it's a huge plate. And then exercise. You can't get away from exercise either, whether it's a walking routine, running, biking, swimming, hiking, Zumba. I mentioned all of this other stuff before. Like there is a weight lifting class for you. There is a workout class for you. There's stuff online if you're not comfortable going into the gym yet. Like make that time for yourself. You deserve that time for yourself. I'm going to check the chat. How you guys feeling? You have any questions? All right. So finally, right? The reason why we're all here. So first of all, for coming, and anybody that watches the replay too, I will give you my 7 days of clean eating. I know I don't have it on this slide, and I'm actually going to take this down. Let's see, stop sharing, because as a busy mom, right, I wasn't able to get my updated slides in, but I have a 7 days clean eating. Can I put it in the chat? Close. Oh, I can put it in the chat. Okay. So 7 days of clean eating. And then I also wanted to introduce how you can put all of this together, right? So Bree just told you, you need water, fruits and vegetables, lean protein, exercise, and watching your portions. But if you want accountability for this, then the next way that you can do that is you could work with me. So upcoming next week, I am launching my 6-week group coaching program. So we did this last year. The women that were in it, they had amazing results. They love the program. We've also got a handy dandy app to help you log everything. But bottom line, if you're feeling stuck, right? We've got this information. Bree just gave you information. Bree's going to give you recipes. But if you need more accountability, then you can come and work with Bree. Come work with me. All right. So it's 6 weeks. If you are feeling stuck in the New Year's, like, yeah, I was really great. The first, second, third, fourth, and fifth. But now it's the end of January and you just feel defeated. You're not broken. You're not lazy, right? You're just stuck. And I can help you get out of that stuckness, right? Any mother right now in January knows that in March, spring break is coming, right? Everybody knows spring break is coming. Whether you are going on vacation outside of where you live or if you're taking a staycation, the kids are going to be off of school. You're going to want to do stuff outside of the house. You're going to want to wear springtime clothes, right? March, April, stuff is going to start blooming. There's not going to be any more ice, and you're going to want to look good in your clothes. You're going to want to have energy to run around with your kids while you have off, right? If you're going to an amusement park, you're going to have that energy to run around with your kids. If you and your partner want to go on a date night, you are going to feel great in that outfit that you've been eyeing in the store or online that you just bought, because for 6 weeks you focused on eating healthy and getting a healthy routine in your busy mom life. And I don't feel like I'm any different than anybody else. Like, I don't have the magic pill. I don't have like extremely high metabolism or like, extra fairy dust that makes me stay like slim. I put in the work. I told myself I didn't like how I was looking. And I actually had help. I had my roommate at the time who had lost 100 pounds herself give me the motivation after I was borrowing her fat clothes, right? Where I was like, ooh, if I'm borrowing her big clothes that she can't fit, like something is wrong. I need to flip the scale. And that's what I love about being a weight loss coach, right? In my journey, I had help and I had a partner. And that's who I am to you, right? I am that partner that helps you get over that hump of like, okay, I just worked out 3 days this week, but what happens next week when I don't feel like working out? So, yeah, I invite you guys to hit me up on Instagram. Let me know if you're ready for the challenge. I will post the link in the chat. Just give me a second because, of course, as a busy mom, I did not have this ready, but I've got it right here on my other device. Copy. And we go paste. Can we paste? Are we pasting? Copy and paste. No. Okay. Well, the links are going to be all over my social media to join the challenge and to get your free 7 days of recipes, because you were here with me learning all this good stuff, right? I want to give you some recipes, but I also want to give you an opportunity to jumpstart this weight loss if you've fallen off track at the end of January. So thank you so much for joining me. I'm going to leave it open for questions for just a moment to see if you guys had any questions. If you can't tell, I love talking about health and wellness. And it was a bumpy road for me. And weight loss is emotional, right? I'm also a mental health advocate. I am a depression and an anxiety survivor. It never goes away, but you learn the tools on how to manage it. And part of those tools is eating healthy so that your brain gets what it needs so that you're not in a funk because all you have in your body is sugar. So I don't see any questions in the chat, but definitely follow me at Bree. The weight loss coach. There we go. I can put something in the chat. So follow me. Let me see if I can. Why can't I put that in there? Oh, you know why? Because I'm on Chrome. I'm on Google Chrome, and that's why I can't copy and paste. Let's see if I can airdrop it. Just want to give you guys these links, man. Let me see. So this is the link to the challenge. And then I don't have the 7 days of recipes pulled up right now, but I do have my black bean brownie recipe, which I'm going to give you guys. So you'll have 2 recipes. As soon as this replay goes live, I will give you the 7 days clean eating as well as the brownie recipe. So thank you guys so much for joining me. If you have any questions, hit me up on Instagram, hit me up on YouTube. Again, Bree. The weight loss coach. Or if you want to go with my government married name, Brianna Warner, spelled WOHNER. But I'm on Instagram, I'm on YouTube, I'm on Facebook. I am here spreading the message of taking care of yourself, mind, body, spirit. So thank you so much, and I will see you next time.